Guys, in this video you're going to discover how to become a copywriter who makes a solid income by writing press releases. Hi guys, I'm Les Blythe from Freelance Future FYF 101, where we look at everything entrepreneurship, from making money as a side income to going all in and making a full-time income online just like I do. Now, if this is your first time here, please consider subscribing and hit the bell notification so I know where to send you more free information and advice. Now guys, in this video we're going to look at making income as a well-paid copywriter writing press releases. This whole series of videos is about fast-tracking you through some of the skills you need to become a well-paid copywriter, and it's based on my experience in doing this for a number of years. Okay guys, so that's about it for the introduction. Don't forget to watch to the end of the video. I've put together some bonuses for you guys, which I'll tell you about towards the end of the video, so keep watching for that. So guys, without further ado, let's dive in and get started learning how to make a good income as a copywriter writing press releases. So these are my most powerful tips from working with paying clients since 2011, and here we look at earning a solid income and how to become a copywriter writing press releases. Okay, let's start off with a short definition of just what a press release is. So we could define it as a short, compelling news story sent to targeted members of the media. So essentially we're writing a news story that we're sending to reporters and members of the media, trying to catch their attention and get them to feature the information that we're putting into the press release. So the objective is to pique the interest of a journalist or publication and grab their attention. Now, what should a press release contain? Well, it should contain all the essential information, and a good way of thinking of that is to think of who, what, where, when, how, and most importantly, why. So all the W's, that's a good guide as to what to include in a press release. So when you're writing press releases, just check it back against that you've included those elements. And it should help a journalist to easily produce his own story. So inside your press releases, you want to put all the information that a journalist would need to produce their own story without having to do further research. So it's important to include everything that the journalist could possibly want in there, which makes it easy for them to write their own story and gives you a better chance of your information and your press release being picked up and featured. Now, what does a press release format look like? Well, a press release should read like a news story, and it should be written in the third person. So you wouldn't use I or you would use he or they, the third person. And in the press release you would be citing quotes and sources containing standard press release information. So any source you use, any information that you put into the press release, you would cite that, you would give a reference and say where you got it from. The length of the press release should be in the region normally of 300 to 400 words. I've written them a little bit longer than that, but that would be a general good length of press release to aim for. And obviously, because it's relatively short, you want to keep the whole thing on point. So keep it to the point without waffle, and write the information that's needed for the journalist to pick up on your press release. Now let's talk about the press release headline. And as with so much of copywriting, the press release headline is absolutely critical, because that's what's going to catch the journalists or the potential publication's attention. It's the first thing they see. So here's an example of a catchy headline that gets attention that I wrote myself, and it is Western Cape water crisis catapults offshore wave and wind electricity powered desalination technology back into the spotlight, but with a new twist. So you'll see that headline is quite catchy. It's got a bit of mystery in there, you know, what's the new twist, and is designed to capture attention. So remember, as with most headlines that we've discussed previously, keep them on point, make them catchy, make them make the reader curious. They want to read more. What is this new twist? And look at the language you use. You know, I could have just put puts offshore wave and wind electricity blah blah blah, but I've put catapults. So look at the language you use, make it very emotive, and make the whole thing, the headline, catch the attention of the journalist or the publication that you're aiming at. So the next thing to appear in your press release would be the summary. Unlike other pieces of writing, the summary comes at the start of a press release, and The reason you do that is you want to give the potential reader, the journalist or the publication, a summary of what to expect within the press release, and they want to see that at the start, and obviously that helps them decide if it's something they want to pick up on. So in the case of this press release we're discussing that I wrote, you'll see I've put the severe drought being endured by residents of the Western Cape has prompted the Ulster group of companies to innovate in the renewable energy space yet again. And you may want to pause the video and just read that full summary. I'm not going to read it all to you, but just take note of the fact that that's answering the W questions that we mentioned before. It's giving precisely the information in the summary that the journalist or publication needs to decide if it's something they want to feature or pick up on. Now, next in your press release comes the body text, and the body text consists of firstly putting who the press release is issued by. So in this case it's issued by OG Ocean Energy Pty Limited, and they're a member of the Ulster group of companies. Next, importantly, you would put where it's issued, so in my case it was Cape Town, and you would put the date. Then you would launch into the body text itself. Here you can see what I've written: an offshore wave energy generation project, etc, etc. Bearing in mind that the whole thing, in terms of your body text, your heading, etc, should be about 300 to 400 words. So then you would write the body text, keeping to the point, being precise about what you're writing, and always remembering to answer the W questions that we discussed before: the what, why, where, when, all that kind of thing. But most importantly, keep it to the point. Don't waffle in this. Don't try to fill it out with filler text. That's not going to work. Make it interesting and to the point. And then the final thing you need in your press release is the boilerplate. And the boilerplate is essentially a summary of who is releasing the press release, a little bit about them, background information that the journalist or publication helps them understand who is releasing the press release. So in this case, I've talked about the Ulster group, saying it's a group of companies with over 20 years experience in renewable energy. And again, you might want to just quickly pause the video here to have a look at the kind of information to put into the boilerplate. So the boilerplate comes at the end of the press release, and as we said before, the summary comes at the start in the case of a press release. So the bit on the end is about the company releasing the press release and useful information, so that when a journalist features your press release, they can include this information with it. So just summing up a couple of things from a press release quickly. You're probably asking yourself how much you could expect to earn for a press release. Normally in the region of $300 to $500, that's been my experience per press release, which is not bad for something of 300 to 400 words long. You can, the amount you earn can be more or less depending on your level of expertise and reputation. So depending who you're writing for, that figure of $300 to $500 per press release could be higher than that. And actually, if you think about it, $300 to $500, you do 300 to 400 words, you're looking at about $1 a word, which is a pretty good rate for copywriting. You can get up to $2 a word, but in the 300 to 500 region, that's where you should be looking for your press release. I normally, if it's a new client, I'll normally pitch mine about kind of the $400 mark, round about there, right in the middle of the range. And the thing about press releases is they're relatively easy to learn. And once you've learned the format, you can easily duplicate it. So it's not a difficult thing once you get into the swing of doing it. And I've given you the format here to get you off to a good start. And as you can see, there's a few elements you need to learn, but once you've done that, it's easy to duplicate your efforts and make really good money from press releases, guys. There you go, guys. I hope you found that useful, and if you did, please consider liking and subscribing, and remember to hit the bell notification so I can send you more free information and advice to help you on your way as a copywriter. I just want to say again, guys, I always want to thank you guys for supporting the channel, because your support of the channel helps me to keep making videos like this to help you. So thanks again, guys, it's really appreciated. That's about it. I mentioned your bonuses at the start. There's a link down below or in the comments where you can pick up the free bonuses I prepared for you to help you on your way. That's about it, guys. Just to say, look out for the next video in the series of how to become a copywriter. I hope this stuff's helping you. leave a comment, let me know what you think, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. That's it for now. All the best. Cheers. Bye-bye.